My name is Rory Houlihan. I ran for U.S. Senate last spring 2016 to stop the ticking time bombs so I could put our economy on track for a bright new day instead of all things ending. Well, I lost the election and not running, but the ticking time bomb's still here, if not more so. Let me educate you on the ticking time bombs and give you the rest of the story. Part 1I. How did the terms conservative and liberal come about? Liberals believe in all men are created equal by our creators. As for slavery, liberals soon turned their attention from economic policies of government to the anti-slavery issue. And liberals just didn't talk about being anti-slaving. Liberals put their lives on the line. The man responsible for the deaths of literally thousands of good men felt he had to say something about this type of liberalism. Back then, no one before him had made a public speech. They handed their speeches to someone else to read. He had a thick accent and had to speak slowly for people to understand him. He was unseemly and looked and walked funny. His friends begged him not to speak. His only son had just fallen ill, and his other son died a year earlier, so his wife was begging him not to go and stay by his son's side. But he goes on the train anyways. What he said in just 203 words is what every Jeffersonian, Jackson, Whig, liberal to this day stands for. Do you know what the rest of the story is? Let me read it to you. 7 years ago, our forefathers brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. We are now engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who gave their lives to that nation so it may live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot concentrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here, have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note, nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining for us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave their last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from this earth. As you may have guessed, that man is Abraham Lincoln, one of the founding fathers of the Republican Party. And the address is the Gettysburg Memorial National Cemetery address. You have a good and blessed day, folks. I should say 4th of July. Happy birthday.